Circle question for today is, what is a challenge that you have encountered during 6th grade this year? And how did you overcome that challenge? So how did you persevere through it? Now, this might be an academic challenge. It might be a personal challenge that you feel safe sharing. It might be a challenge socially that you've had. I'll give you a couple minutes to think about that. Not a couple minutes, but I'll give you a bit to think about that. What is a challenge you've had to overcome, and how did you overcome that challenge this year?
A challenge that I had to persevere through was during math class when I didn't understand something that we were learning, and what I did was I went home and got online and started taking practice tests about it and learning more about it.
I think something's more personal, but my dad getting remarried, because I was okay with it, but it was still kind of hard just to come to terms also with my parents just getting the divorce agreement, and it was just hard, and now we're waiting for my step-siblings for the documents to get here so that they can officially live with us.
During park, I was struggling a lot, so I persevered by doing my best and studying a week before park started.
A challenge that I had during the school year 6th grade is balancing my homework with other stuff. I persevered by going to coach class.
Well, one struggle I had in 6th grade was keeping my leadership percentage up, so not getting in trouble, because in the beginning of the year I was getting in a lot of trouble and my percentage was really low, and I missed out on 3 trips, but then I started to pay attention in class more and not get in trouble. And also my GPA, I've gotten it up a lot lately.
A challenge that I had to overcome in 6th grade was my depression, and the way I did it was by avoiding all of the bullying. And another challenge was my grades, because they were really low, and I started to focus more and bring them up.
A challenge I persevered through this year was park, because during the park test I would get really doubtful of myself and I would just want to give up. This might sound really weird, but I wrote my parents' wedding song down on the scrap sheet of paper, and because that kind of relaxes me, even though they're divorced. But
something that I struggle with is keeping my grades up, because I feel like lots of people expect me to get straight A's and everything like that, because everybody my family and stuff, they're very pushy, and they expect me to get good grades and everything like that. So if I had a B on a report card or something, then they'd be pretty mad at me. Then I'd have to push myself harder and harder and harder to get my grades up really high, so that I stay on track.
I've had a lot of trouble with getting sleep, as I am notorious for not getting any sleep ever. So I limited myself from using my tablet, and instead of going to sleep at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m., I've started to go to 11 p.m., which is a lot better for me, even though it's really late for other people.
Well, I've had a lot of trouble, growing up, it's just weird, going through all the stuff that you go through. Puberty's been hard for me, because I just don't understand anything that I'm going through, even though I have, so many good teachers that, have taught me everything that, yeah. And then I've also had a problem with my sister. We get in too many fights, and we, she gets a lot more attention than I do often, and I get jealous, so I've come to terms with that by talking with my parents. Yeah. Talking with my parents, even though they haven't taken too much note yet, it's getting a tiny bit better. So.
Well, this year I've really, the challenge for me is staying, mentally strong, not giving up, halfway through the year, because you just think, halfway through the year, oh my gosh, I have another whole half of the year to go through this, and it's so, heart-crushing. You're I'm never gonna do this. And you somehow still do it, and you just have to think, of the feeling, that you get at the end when you just get out of that school and you're walking and you're just happy.
I appreciate all of you sharing, especially those that chose to share about their personal life. I admire your courage. Some common themes that I heard were students saying that they had to work on their focus, they had to work on staying organized, maybe they had to put in some extra work at coach class or at home. And so those are some common themes. Now, I think we can all agree that you're going to encounter challenges in life. Yes, no? Yeah. Now, sometimes, will you overcome that challenge? Yeah. Will you always overcome the challenge? No, sometimes you might not. But I think the important part is focusing on what you do when you have a challenge. And I think we're all headed in a really great direction because no one said they gave up. Everyone in the room said they knew what to do and they worked harder to make sure that they were able to accomplish that challenge. So thank you all for sharing. I appreciate you.